إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعين ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله الله بالهدى ودين الحق يظهره على الدين كله ولو كره المشركون وصلى تعالى على خلقه محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا عما بعد. وقال سبحانه وتعالى في الكتاب الكريم بعد أعوذ من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحيم يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا قولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. Verily all praise and thanks are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Lord, the Cherisher, the Sustainer of the world. We praise and we seek His help, we seek His guidance. We seek refuge in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the evil of our deeds and our actions. And whomsoever Allah guides, no one can misguide him. And whomsoever He leads astray, no one can guide him. We bear witness that there is no God, no deity, worthy of being worshipped except Allah alone, bearing no partners. We bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is His final slave and messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Verily the best speech in the book of Allah, the best guide, is the guidance of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the worst matter and creed of those who innovate. Very such innovative matter is bid'ah. Every bid'ah is misguidance, and every misguidance deserves a blazing fire. So my dear brothers and elders, we want to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for allowing us to be here, allowing us to be Muslims, allowing us to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on a beautiful day of Jum'ah, and always being thankful of the bounties and blessings that He's given to us each and every single day. So today's khutbah is in regards to entering this new year. Every single year that passes by, we have New Year's resolutions. So this is more or less a reminder for myself and the rest of us here that how are we going to rectify ourselves for this year so that we can meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the coming year. So indeed, in the signs of the days and nights, these are moments of our lives. So our lives pass us by every single day. When the night comes, the day will pass, and the day will come, the night will come, and then it just keeps on alternating every single day. And Allah states in the Quran, He says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وسخر لكم الشمس والقمر دائبين وسخر لكم الليل والنهار وآتاكم من كل ما سألتموه وإن تعدوا نعمة الله لا تحصوها إن الإنسان لظلوم كفار. He's made the sun and the moon both constantly pursuing the other their courses, to be of service to you, and He's made the night and He's made the day to be of service to you. And He gave you all that you asked for, and if you were to count the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon you. So listen to this particular statement. If you were to count the blessings of Allah upon you, you would never, ever be able to thank Allah. It's not enough. A simple blessing as giving us air, life, or breathing, that alone, people will pay millions of dollars to get that same air that you're breathing now. Those who are on their deathbed, hoping and grasping for that same air. So the ni'mah which Allah gives us every single day, we'll never ever be able to pay back to Allah and give back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we'll never be able to count His blessings. Verily man is indeed an extreme wrongdoer, a disbeliever. We are ungrateful, we don't thank Allah enough, right? This is a reminder for ourselves that Allah is giving us, He's telling us that every night will pass, every day will pass, every single day and night, our lives are passing before us. And yet the bounties that He's given to us, we do not thank Allah enough for that. But yet we're ungrateful creatures instead. Right? We don't thank Allah. And not only that, we use our own ni'mah and blessings against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the Messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reminds us about how short this life really is. How short this life really is. And there are two blessings that which man are deceived. That people are deceived. And that is good health as well as free time. So it's stated in the hadith, ابن عمر رضي الله عنهما أنه قال أخذ رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم منكبيه فقال كن في الدنيا كأنك غريب أو عابر سبيل وعد نفسك من أحد القبور. وكان ابن عمر رضي الله عنهما يقول إذا أمسيت فلا تنظر الصباح وإذا أصبحت فلا تنظر المساء وخذ من صحتك لمرضك ومن حياتك لموتك. So in this beautiful statement, the Prophet mentioned he was talking to Umar. He grabbed him by his shoulders and he said to him, live in this world as if you're a stranger or a wafer. What does that mean? So if you're a stranger, you're not going to make your home here. So if you're traveling from California and you're going to go visit Seattle, you're not going to make your home in Seattle because you know you're coming back here. Right? So we're wayfarers, we're travelers, we're strangers. This is not our home is Jannah. So he's reminding us that our home is in Jannah. We are strangers here in this earth. Then he said that, count yourselves from amongst the dead. SubhanAllah. Count yourselves from amongst the dead. So we ourselves are actually literally walking dead right now. Every day that passes by, we are getting closer to our grave. So Abdullah Ibn Umar used to say that if you live till tonight, do not expect to live the next one. And if you wake up, don't expect to see the night. The time will pass by so fast and so rapidly, and it will catch us off guard. We won't be there in a time that we are ready to be Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he's reminding us that time is going by really fast. Life is very, very short. So take advantage of the time that you have. Then he goes on saying, and take advantage of your health from sickness. Take advantage of your life before your death. SubhanAllah. When we have health, we can accomplish many things. When we're sick, we can't do much, right? And you go to all the hospitals, many people are sick, left and right. On a constant basis, they're getting sick. And we have health, but we don't use our health for the cause of Allah. We don't worship Allah, we don't thank Allah, we don't do the things that Allah wants us to do with our health. So be mindful this day, do not take this health that you have for granted, as well as your life that you have, the time span that you have as well. So dear Muslims, we have bidden farewell to last year. All the sins, all the mistakes, all the good deeds that we've done have been set before us last year. And then we're coming forth another year. SubhanAllah, just count the days. It's already the 11th of January. I can't even write down, January 1st, 2018, I'm doing 19, I can't even change the numbers. And it's going so fast. It's rapid, SubhanAllah. We think in our early age that we're so young, or we're so strong, or this or that. But when time progresses, we're getting older too. We're getting straighter, we're getting the white beard, we're getting things are starting to grow in. And we're forgetting ourselves. So it's a constant reminder that we are eventually going to be 6 feet under like everybody else. We've seen our loved ones pass away. Our close friends, young, old. There's no discrimination between when it comes to death. Right? So this is yet a test for us. The life that we have now is a test for us. And Allah reminds us, the Prophet reminds us in regards to this test, he says that عن أبي موسى الأشعري رضي الله عنه أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال إن بين يدي الساعة فتنة كقطع الليل المظلم يسكر الرجل فيها مؤمنا ويمسي كافرا ويمسي مؤمنا ويسبح كافرا يبيع الدين بعرض من الدنيا قليل قليل. سبحان الله. It's narrated by Abu Musa al-Ashari radiallahu anhu, the Messenger of Allah said, before the judgment day breaks loose, there will be turmoil, there will be fitna, there will be trials and tribulations, like the parts of the night. Different zulm, different parts of the darkness of the night will be like that. And when that happens, one wakes up as a believer, and he sleeps as a non-believer. And he sleeps as a believer, and he wakes up as a non-believer. It's a very scary statement, brothers. It's a very scary statement. And if this thing was mentioned during the time of the Prophet 1400 years ago, where the fitna wasn't as bad as we are now, you can imagine what's going through in our time, in the next generation, and so forth. Next few days, it'll be 2020, then 2024, and so forth. It's just going by really fast. All these things are happening for a reason, and we have to understand where we're coming from. Where do we stand in our deen? So many people sell their religion in exchange for a very little bit of worldly gains. You're willing to give up your religion or compromise your religion just so you can gain a few things. SubhanAllah. A reminder for ourselves on a daily basis, for those who are businessmen. MashaAllah, you guys made it out here. Obviously, this is not for you guys. You guys can remind other people. For those that think that you can't leave their jobs because it's more important than Jum'ah, remind them. Brother, the time is coming. It's not going to offend anyone. It's going to take everyone. It's not going to leave anyone behind. So when this time comes, be very afraid. Be ready for it. So remind them that there's more to life than just worldly gains. Don't sell your deen cheap. It's not cheap. It wasn't cheap. It was on the blood of the Sahabas and the Anbiyas. It wasn't cheap to begin with. So we have to understand the reality of our deen as well. And a wise poet once said, إِنَّ لِلَّهِ عِبَادًا أَنفُسَنًا طَلَقُوا الدُّنْيَا وَخَافُوا وَفِي الْفِتَنِ نظروا فيها فلما علموا إنها ليست بهي سكنا جعلوها لحجة واتخذوا صالح الأعمال فيها سكنا. That relate to Allah are cognizant servants, those who remember Allah, they're aware of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They divorce this dunya. They divorce this dunya and are afraid of the fitna, afraid of the trials, afraid of the tribulations, afraid of the turmoil. And they live into it and they come to know, come to realize that this life, this place is not called home. It's not called home. This is not my home. Life is short. They make it like a dark ocean, the abyss, in which they sail off with their good deeds. Have reality kick in for us today? Or will reality kick in when we're underneath the grave and when we're being asked, "Man dinuka, man nabiyuka, man rabbuka," all these things, will that kick in? If that does kick in at that time, then it's too late, brothers. We have to check ourselves now. So my dear brothers in faith, in life, pain turns to happiness. And at the same time, prosperity turns to hardship and misery. So days and nights move, that is only the wise who derives lessons from Allah. As Allah states, يُقَلِّبُ اللَّهُ اللَّيْلَ وَالنَّهَارِ إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَعِبْرَةً لِأُولِي الْأَبْصَارِ. So Allah caused the night and the day to succeed one another. And if the day is gone, the night comes, and if the night is gone, the day comes, and so on. Truly, in these things is indeed lessons for those who have insight. So if you have an aql, you have a brain, you have a mind, you have an intellect, you have a head on your shoulder, you think twice. But why are these days just passing night and day? What's the reason behind this? Why am I living? Why am I here? So the old age is now gone with the deeds of men. And these deeds will be shown to us on the day of resurrection. It will come on the day of resurrection. Whatever you've done, whatever you've left behind, all this will be shown on the day of resurrection. So Allah says, يُنَبُّ الْإِنسَانِ يَوْمِ مَا قَدَّمَ وَأَخَّرَ. That on that day, he will be informed that what he sent forth. What have you done, brothers? What have you invested? I know most of us here are tradesmen, businessmen. You invested a lot in this dunya. You've got that home that you wanted, you got that Bentley, you got that stuff that you needed. But what have you invested in the next life? Is showing love to your family, taking them out to visit and everything else, but not showing them Quran or the Hadith and the love of the Deen? How are we showing love to our family? How are we making good of the world that we have now? We are an amana to ourselves, to our children, to our community. We have to make a difference within ourselves. So my dear brothers, I advise you myself to please take and investigate and live upon yourself. Take yourself accountable. Hold yourself accountable before Allah holds you accountable. The actions you've done in your life, make amends for it if it's wrong. Right? If you don't hold yourself accountable and you're expecting somebody else to hold you accountable, forget about it. No one's going to try and check others. Right? And if they do, they're just looking for your flaws. They don't care about you. You got to keep yourself in check. And that's how it goes. The wise one who learns from his yesterday, struggles for his present day, and provides for his tomorrow. The best provision is piety. The best provision is piety. As Allah states in the Quran, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَلْتَنظُرْ نَفْسٌ مَا قَدَّمَتْ لِغَدٍ وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ إِنَّ اللَّهَ خَبِيرٌ بِمَا تَعْمَلُونَ وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّذِينَ نَسُوا اللَّهَ فَأَنسَاهُمْ أَنفُسَهُمْ أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْفَاسِقُونَ. That all you believe, fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and keep your duty on Him. And let every person look what he has set forth tomorrow. Have you planted that seed that's going to help you in the next life? Have you done that? Have you done your investment? Can you easily say that, alhamdulillah, I'm good to go? No, we think as fathers or brothers or whatever, as men, we think that subhanAllah, if I want to care for my family, I gotta work really hard, I gotta invest, I gotta make sure they're well taken care of, well before I'm gone. What about you when you're gone? Who's going to take care of you? In the next life, the eternal life. Invest in yourself. Invest in your family. Invest in your community. The very Allah is all aware of what you do. And be not like those who forget Allah, and Allah makes you forget Himself. You will lose yourself in this world, brothers. In this dunya that we're striving for. And it's once stated in a poet, it said that, let those who are ignorant have their wealth, and let those who are scholars have their ilm, have their knowledge, which will help them in the next life. look for that item that's going to benefit you in this life as well as the next life as well. So again, examine yourself closely. Ask yourself, it's said that if a man, holds himself accountable, the same way he holds his business partner accountable, you're gold, right? So imagine you're going to business with a partner, a friend, and you have this much money in the bank. You know exactly how much is in there. So it goes a penny missing. So that $1 million, you're shy of $1 million because of one penny, you'll know. Like, hey dude, what you doing with my money? You're gonna ask him, you're gonna call him out. So what you doing, bro? He's gonna say, I don't know, it's not there. Right? You'll call him accountable. What about your deeds, your actions? If you held yourself accountable the same way, then wallahi, in the day of judgment, you'll be okay. You'll be okay. But we don't. We do not hold ourselves accountable for anything. A matter of fact, we're the other way around, we blame others. Yeah, it's not my fault, it's his fault. He made me do it, right? Or shaitan made me do it, whatever. We make all these excuses for ourselves. But in the day of judgment, wallahi, there's no excuse. That's it. The reality kicks in. It's just you. You and Allah, one-on-one. What are you going to do? Where's your posse? Where's your group? Where's your friends? Where are they now? Where's your wealth? They're not there anymore. So we have to understand that we are doing this for ourselves before anything else. So lack of self-examination is not for a believer. You have to examine yourself over and over and over again. Check your deeds. You're doing one good action, mashallah, great. Check it before you actually give it. Check it again at your intention. Check it again after you've done it. Always keep yourself in check. So that way you're aware that you're doing this for Allah, Allah alone. So Allah says, إِنْهُمْ كَانُوا لَا يَرْجُونَ حِسَابًا. So these people who think they don't care for anything else, they think they're not going to be held accountable for their actions. Why am I worried? I'm not going to be asked about it. That's what they're thinking in their head. For truly they do not expect anything of reckoning. That's what they think. They don't believe in hereafter. So they don't think they'll be held accountable for their deeds and their actions. So seeing one's fault prevents you from going astray. Wallahi, if you look at your fault, you realize that, dude, I'm messing up big time. I'm going to straighten myself out. Then that's going to keep me to the right course. When I start to ignore my sins, my bad habits, my actions, everything else, that's when I'm straying away from the deen of Allah. I'm straying away from myself. I'm not keeping myself real. I'm lying to myself. I'm deceiving myself. And knowing that one's end is your grave, makes you become humble to Allah. Wallahi, at the end of the day, when you know that you're 6 feet under, it's not going to matter. It's once said that a person was sitting in the grave and he had this measuring stick. So somebody came and asked him, what are you doing with the measuring stick in the grave? So I'm just counting, putting heads together here, there. Okay? So do you find any difference? So you're just sitting there, just counting heads, these skulls, and you just count heads. He goes, why are you sitting there? What doesn't make any sense? Why does he have this measuring stick? He goes, you know what, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're a king. It doesn't matter if you're a peasant, a worker, whatever you are, it's all 6 feet under. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So it's a reality for us, a reality check. We have to make sure that we're doing this with the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and be humble when we see the grave as well. So a Muslim, it said that a Muslim cannot have proper understanding of Islam until he criticizes people for the sake of Allah and criticizes himself even more. We'll criticize Allah, we're the best in criticism. If a sheikh does something wrong, we'll point him out. Man, I'm like ready to find that guy who's, if he's going to do something wrong, or brother does something wrong, mashallah, we are the first ones to point people out, call him out. Right? But when somebody calls us out, yeah, come on, man. We don't like that. We hate it. So reverse that trend. Call yourself out. When you do, the day of judgment comes, you're ready. Okay, I already know my mistakes. I get it. I accept it, now I'm ready to move on. I'm going to change it, I'm making amends, I'm going to move on and show myself as well. So this constant reminder of Allah is the upright thing to do. It's the right thing for mankind. So it recognizes the weaknesses that we have as human beings. We are weak. We are feeble. And that's the natural, the reality of human beings. We're going to fall, we're going to slip. But as long as we keep back on the right track and we fall down and we hurt ourselves, remind ourselves that Allah is most merciful, then we're in the right path. So the most harmful thing that we can do to ourselves is to leave ourselves unchecked. And I'm saying this over and over again. If the only thing you get out of this khutbah is that I keep myself in check, that's it. I've accomplished my goal. So keep yourself in check. So Allah says, Ya ayyuhal insan, ma gharraka bi rabbikal kareem. Oh man, what has made you careless of your Lord? What is so important? that made you forget about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What's more important? Is it the game that you're watching? The money that you're investing? The family that you're so much caring for? What is it that's more important to you than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? So you remind us over and over again. So it said that Hassan al-Basri once stated, a believer should admonish himself and say, what do I intend by the words I utter? What do I intend by the food that I eat? And as a disbeliever, he does not admonish himself, but the Muslim should always be a watcher over himself. So whoever calls himself to account in this world will have an easy reckoning on the day of resurrection. And whosoever does not call himself accountable in this world will have a difficult reckoning on the day of judgment. So beware of falling to sins. For keeping away from sins is easier, I quote, easier than for asking forgiveness. Just stay away from it. That's it. Stop trying to ask Allah, please forgive me. Just stay away, refrain. Stop yourself. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us amongst those who live this life, a peaceful life, and a life that is righteous in a way that is pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm putting some stuff for me. Before I sit down, inshallah, there's more rooms to my right here on the side, so if you guys are no space like this, please make your way to the front of the side, inshallah, on my right side. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, as-salatu was-salamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin, Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. So to sum up or wrap up what I just said earlier, talk is cheap. Definitely cheap, right? We got to put this talk into action. What can we make a difference? How will my year be the year of my life that if I do die and I meet my Lord, that He is pleased with me? He's happy with me. He's pleased with me. What can I do? What can I change for myself this year going forward to make it better for myself? So I've said a few things for you guys to do for yourself and as well as for myself. Make a resolution from the beginning of this year that you will, first of all, observe your 5 daily prayers. Observe those 5 daily prayers. And if you can, try to pray your salah with your Maghrib, your Isha, your Fajr, the Jama'ah. Bare minimum. We aim for the stars, but we start small. Right? Most of us, we go really high, we aim really high, we just take a nosedive. We don't want to do that. We want to start slow. Take that slow ladder that goes up. And eventually you stay at your peak. Right? So start off with 5 daily prayers. Have you ever prayed 5 times a day? It's okay. Now it's time to do it. Pray on a consistent basis, 5 daily prayers. If you've done that, mashallah, great. Let's move it up. Let's step it up a notch. Let's try to make it in the Jama'ah. Right? The Fajr prayers, the Isha prayers, the Maghrib prayers. Just make a constant relationship with ourselves, with Allah, so we can do this on a daily basis. Number 2, make a pledge to yourself that you will seek useful knowledge. Learn about your deen. Before Allah asks you those 3 questions and you can't answer it, then what are you going to say? Learn those 3 questions. Who is your Lord? When we say who is your Lord, there's way more to it. Oh, my Lord is Allah, Rabbi Allah. Yeah. But you can't say that if you don't have a reality. He has to kick in. You have to understand why you're worshiping Allah. Know who He is. Understand who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. And your religion and your Prophet. So seek useful knowledge. 3rd thing, guard your tongue. We are really just sharp with that tongue of ours, right? We just want, whatever you want to say, we just say it. Dude, just hold back. Take a step back. Think about it. If you think it's not right, if you can't say this in front of your mom, then certainly you can't say this in front of anybody else. Hold, you say back. You have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. Just be quiet. It's not going to hurt you. Be quiet. So hold your tongue, safeguard your tongue from gossip, from lies, from immoral talks. 4th, fear Allah with what you eat, with what you drink. Fear Allah. He's made it halal and tayyibah. Keep it that way. 5th, abstain from forbidden things. Small or big, abstain from it. Try the best that you can. And the minute you fall and you mess up, go back and repent to Allah. Allah is willing to take you back. 6, be kind to your parents, to your relatives. Be kind. Wallahi, we love you back. The biggest fitna that we have is our wealth and our family. Believe it or not. Don't think the strangers will come out to you and start bad-mouthing you. They're not going to do it. It's your own family. You guys are going to fight and quarrel amongst yourself forever. And eternity just keeps on going. Forget that. Go back. Fix it. Talk to each other. Love one another. Life is too short. So go back and make that bonds amongst yourself again. 7th thing is to do well with people. Free your heart from jealousy and hatred. Let it go. 8, promote good and forbid evil. 9th thing is to carry out your obligations towards your spouses and your family. Allah, your children and your wife, it's an amana for you. We spend most of our time with our friends, but we forget about our own families. SubhanAllah. Guys have this guy's night out. They're already married to a guy's night out. What the heck? Dude, your family is your night out. Take them out. Forget about your friends, your pals all the time. Every now and then that's fine, but not all the time. Remember your family, remember your spouse, remember your children. These come first, priority as well. And last but not least, guard your eyes from things that are forbidden. May Allah give us the as well. إن الله ملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى إبراهيم في العالمين المجيد. اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت وعافنا فيمن عافيت وتولنا فيمن توليت وبارك لنا فيما أعطيت وقنا برحمتك شر ما قضيت فإنك تقضي ولا يقضى عليك وإنه لا يذل من وليت ولا يذل من عاديت تبارك ربنا في الحمد لله ما قضيت. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا. ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين قبلنا. ربنا ولا تحمل ما لا طاقة لنا واعف عنا واغفر وارحمنا كما ولانا وانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. إن الله يعمل بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. وأقيموا الصلاة.